All right, Poonam, thanks so much for that. Let's welcome on board then our experts joining in the show this evening to walk us through what they made of the market action and more importantly, what lies ahead for the rest of the year. A. Balasubramaniam of Birla Sun Life AMC, Amisha Vora of Prabhudas Leeladhar and S. Krishnakumar of Sundaram Mutual all join in on the show. All of you, thanks so much for taking time out for us. Mr. Krishnakumar, let me begin by asking you, today's rally, post the surprise rate cut is more of short covering, you think, or some fresh buying is the way you're looking at it?
The rate cut was definitely expected to happen over the next 1 to 2 months. So the timing was definitely a very pleasant and a positive surprise to the markets. So it did, I guess, send a lot of investors scurrying for cover. So as the short covering pulled the indices up, and then we also had genuine investor buying as people increased their exposures to the rate sensitives and essentially the financial sector stocks. So that is what probably helped as sentiment got better onto the sector.
Right, Bala, let me come to you now. With the help of this massive surprise rate cut, which sectors in your view would be the key beneficiaries in the near and medium term?
I think interestingly, Ajay, we did some analysis while launching this manufacturing fund. We came across this benefit of interest rate cut. Clearly, I think is going to the broad segment of the market, which essentially the people who are in the manufacturing space. Also, the primary reason is one, the manufacturing sectors do have large dependence on working capital as well as on banks' borrowings to run their business as well as make new capital investment to their own business, which essentially means the large proportion of the beneficiary is going to be the people who are dependent on bank financing, which is coming actually in the manufacturing sectors, as well as the consumer, that is you and me as a borrower from the banks, mainly to funding our own housing loan needs, as well as buying a product from various companies. We do depend on a personal loan from bank financing. So clearly, I think the rate cut is going to benefit the people who have been borrowing from the banks. Therefore, we believe that the manufacturing and the consumers will be the direct beneficiaries. The second point, which of course also we did an analysis, in 2004 when the interest rates were high, the interest cost as a percentage of the sales, and the one we are looking at actually is what kind of impact it has on companies. Among the BSE 500 companies, I think clearly the interest cost as a percentage of sales was close to about 3.4, and it had dropped as well as about 1.8 in 2009 when the interest rates were cut. And as of now, as a interest cost as a percentage of sales, now again gone back to 3.4, which essentially means any reduction that could be potentially be seen post that 20 basis points cut today, as we move forward, we will see the significant benefit coming for those who have been dependent on bank borrowing and those who are looking at expanding the business base purely on the base of bank borrowings.
Right, Bala, so will it be correct to assume that because of this particular development of rate cut, surprise rate cut, perhaps the floor of the market could be in place or may have moved higher a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think yes, that's for sure. I think the rate cut coming in, it is nothing but the endorsement of the downtrending inflation, the endorsement of some bit of confidence coming back on inflations as well as on the fiscal. And it also is the comfort that is coming at this point of time, especially looking at the global scenario and also the deflationary environment that we are looking at globally. So all means that RBI point of view, I think they're drawing a lot of comfort. Therefore, the trend is actually getting set in terms of looking for a downtrending in interest rate scenario as we move forward, which essentially means from the broad market point of view, which we are generally used to see a lot of uncertainty or volatility, may probably get reduced quite significantly with this move of RBI today.
Amisha, let me bring it to you. And as Bala was alluding to the fact that we are going to see a lot of interest now in manufacturing related stocks, given that this could be the beginning of a rate cut cycle. But what about materials, especially cement stocks? They've really been in the news, given big thumbs up coming in from brokerages. You've got pricing power that's coming back as well.
So once again, we believe that, when you take a basket of commodities, which includes your oil, metals, and cement. Cement is the commodity which will be most favorably placed compared to the other two because of its pretty domestic kind of a nature. And within that, the domestic demand outlook over the next 2 years is increasing substantially with the pickup expected in infrastructure and construction activity. So we think that cement is a very good place within this entire commodity basket, as others are not very competitively placed. Within that, we like Ultratech and ACC in large cap and JK Lakshmi in small cap or medium cap a lot, and we still think these stocks will deliver reasonably very good returns.
Bala, talk to us about the manufacturing theme fund that you folks have recently launched. And, you know, obviously the case for such a fund now only grows stronger given that rates in the system are headed lower.
True. I think the way we looked at, Ajay, on the manufacturing fund, if you look at the broad three parameters of the Indian economy, which is our industrial's contribution to the overall GDP growth, service sectors as well as agriculture sectors. The government of India is currently focusing to take that 16% contribution of industrial to the GDP to about 24% in the next 5 years through the Make in India theme. And as it is known fact that India is always known as the manufacturing hub, given the fact that last few years of slowdown, there has been some kind of slackness that has come in the overall manufacturing sectors. At the same time, given the fact that large pool of skilled workforce that is available, there is a focus on labor reforms as we move forward. There is also a focus towards introducing the GST. All this means the biggest beneficiary I think will come is the manufacturing sectors. One other belief which we have is the manufacturing fund is a pure play on taking a bet on the manufacturing sectors in India, which have got the general approach towards generating the alpha in the portfolio in any portfolio manager's portfolio. And second is the interest rate cut that has come in today. Also in some sense, as I mentioned earlier, that the interest cost being one of the largest component of Indian manufacturing companies, because they are dependent on working capital financing as well as bank financing to fund their business needs. Any reduction in interest rates will only boost their overall profitability, as well as the consumer demand also goes up. I think the more product that you produce it, and the more product will get sold. And that's, I think, assumption we are making as we move forward. The last, of course, which we are believing, that given the fact that the government of India is focusing on increasing the spending towards defense, railways, as well as road constructions, we will probably see actually a significant revival on Indian manufacturing sectors, which in turn will contribute from 16%, which is currently, to about 24% next 4 years. That's why we've said that it is not a thematic fund. It is a diversified equity fund which invests across market cap, large cap, mid cap and small cap, and with a multi-cap kind of investment style, which essentially makes us believe that the theme has got a longer term sustainable shelf life. Therefore, we feel that the funds have to be launched as of today. And this is launched today as closing on 27th of January.
Right. Krishna, what about you? Which sectors in your view are likely to outperform over the next 12 to 14 months, coinciding with this entire rate cut cycle which may have started today?
As we have always discussed on this show, we've been always positive on the cyclicals basically in the Indian economy, those which are also kind of sensitive to the rates and on the investment cycle. I think lowering of rates system is definitely going to benefit, the industrials in the infra cap goods segment, in addition to the construction developer companies. On the other side, as evident, the banking and the financial industry is definitely going to benefit from drop in wholesale rates and also from better access to deposits as the savings rate in the Indian economy increases. This inflation tending down to close to 4% is definitely a big positive, given that it's going to put more money into the hands of the people, and that could be essentially used into savings and or consumption expenditure. So these are all definitely long-term positives, and so we would bet on financials and industrial infra at this point in time.
And Amisha, what about you? Leave us with your top large cap idea and perhaps a mid cap one as well.
I think that in our judgment, Larsen will be the stock of the year. That's what we think, because we think that the balance sheet is too good. The entire emphasis on infrastructure which the current government has, which as it translates into expanding order books of the companies, accompanied by the fact that as interest rate comes down, the value of the BOT portfolio, which has very long life, keeps going up, and they have some of the other subsidiaries. So all put together, we think that Larsen should give very good returns in the Nifty 50. And in small cap, there are a couple of stocks we like, but one of the stocks where we think there is very proactive work is being done by the management is Federal Bank and KPIT Technologies. These are the two stocks we like within the mid-cap basket a lot.
All right, Amisha, Bala, Krishna, the lady and gentlemen, all three of you, thanks a lot for joining us on the show today.
Okay, we'll slip into a short break, but come back and check in on Wall Street.